Hi, my name's Harrison Schiffbauer, and I'm a licensed mortgage loan originator, or loan officer for short, and today I want to talk about debts and income and how it's going to affect your loan. Now, the first thing we want to talk about is your income. How long do you need to be in your job? How much do you need to be making? That kind of stuff. Generally, the rule of thumb is you want to be in your job for about 2 years. This gives you plenty of time to show that you're working consistently, as well as some backlogs for your income. Now, those 2 years are going to give you some W-2s. That's the tax form you get at the end of every year that you have to send to the IRS. Well, this is going to allow us to see what your income was and divide that by 12 to get what your monthly income was each year. Now, let's say that one year you do better than the other. What we do is we take both W-2s, put them together, and divide it by 2 to average your yearly income. But let's say you work hourly and you want to have an idea of what you can count on your income. The way you do that is you take your hourly pay and you multiply it by the hours that you work. So we'll say you're a full-time worker, so you're going to be working about 40 hours a week. And that 40 hours, then we're going to multiply by 52 and then divide by 12 to get what your monthly pay is. That's how we generally figure out what hourly pay workers get. Now, keep in mind, if you don't work 40 hours a week, that's okay. You just take however much you work, whether that be 20, 25, or 30, whatever the part-time is, and you multiply it. But what if you haven't been in your current job for 2 years? Are you out of luck? Not necessarily. As long as your previous job is relatively similar to your current job, for example, you're a medical assistant becoming a nurse, then you can count that as 2 years because they are both in the medical field. Yes, a medical assistant and a nurse are not the same thing. But at least you're seeing what I'm saying. This is also the same deal for any part-time jobs or seasonal jobs you have. As long as you can show that you've done it for 2 years and that you're going to continue doing it, of course you could say you are, they'll go ahead and accept that income. But what if you're a contract worker or maybe some commission or a 1099 employee? Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky because a lot of lenders are going to want to see the 2 years of 1099 because they want to see consistent income. Now, that being said, there are some lenders that do have programs where you can use only 1 year of a 1099 to be able to qualify. But what if you were in the military or you were going to school for the same field that you're working in currently? In this case, you can still claim those for the 2 years because these were educational or you working for the government in the field, allowing you to transfer those skills into a paying job that you can say you're making now. For example, let's say you're going to school working on heavy engines, and now you're working for a company working on heavy engines. Those can be used together. Now, let's talk about your debts. Income is only half the equation. Remember, we're talking about DTI, debt to income. Any monthly obligations you have are counted against you. We're talking your credit card bills, your car payment, your student loans that you've racked up for whatever degree you went to get, or even that timeshare that you got talked into 10 years ago. That's going to show up on your credit. All of these monthly expenses are going to be used against you. We're either going to take the minimum payment that the credit bureaus are showing, or we're going to take your balance and multiply it by 1% to get a baseline. Now, with a lot of student loan debts, they're not exactly making you pay them back, depending on what field you're in, or even if you're still in school. So this is a great example of that 1% rule. For example, let's say you have a $50,000 student loan debt. If we take just 1% of that, that's $500. That's $500 used against you on your DTI. Even if you don't have to pay it back right now because you're still in school, that's still $500 that's used against you in this calculation. Now, some government programs, whether it be Fannie Mae, where they're requiring that 1%, but Freddie Mac requires a 0.5%. But I'll tell you what, let's just plan on the 1% because it's nice to have that buffer And let's be honest, I'd rather worst case numbers than best case numbers. Okay, that's your student loan. But what else is out there? What else do I need to use? Now, this can be an interesting situation. For example, let's talk child support. If you are in the situation where you have to be paying child support on a monthly basis, this is going to be used against you. Same goes for alimony. Child support, alimony, even separate maintenance, these are monthly obligations. Even monthly obligations such as these count as debts in the equation. All right, we're all in the clear. We find the perfect house. But wait, there's an HOA fee? How's that going to affect us? Yep, you guessed right. If there is an HOA fee associated with the house, it's going to be counted against you as well. Now, I know, this sounds discouraging, but there is a silver lining. Remember, a loan officer, such as myself, will take a look at your whole situation and determine the program that's going to work best for you. It's always safe to remember that there are programs available for people who have a higher DTI and a lower credit score, or in any sort of situation that may sound discouraging when buying a home. So don't give up. So there you go. There's the debt to income ratio and how it affects the home purchase system, and gives you a basic idea of what we're going to be looking at. But if you've got any other questions, feel free to contact me. We can look at it together. Until next time, we'll see you later.